I'll come back during camp. Yeah, but from like the months of February to August, no go.
Compromise.
Yeah, it's compromise.
Well, congrats. How did this all
Thank
come
you.
together?
Thank you. It's just been a whirlwind. Literally, so all of last year we're in talks, tabled it, had a great extra interview, kind of talking. We were on the same page that Bean was going to let us test free agency, and then things all of a sudden in the last couple days really changed, and we hit a number that we were very happy with, my family and we're just happy to be back in Buffalo.
Tell us more about that. What does it mean to stay with this team after the time you've had here already?
Yeah, one, we love the area living here. I think we have the best neighbors and neighborhood we live in, so that really helped. We don't have to go look for another house, move, pick up. We have another baby coming in May, so that makes things easier. So I don't have to travel back and forth. Just get to be here with my daughter and my wife and now new son. So that just makes things a lot easier. And just the guys in the room and then the coach staff, it just made the decision so much easier. Thank you. Yeah, we keep things mostly private, so most people don't know. Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, out there, like we don't post anything like that. I think then we had a number set in mind, and before it hit free agency, Bills wanted to see if we get one more chance at it. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt. I mean, when you have 17 in your corner, also trying to drive things through.
Was he involved in?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He helped both sides, and we all came to a conclusion. Like we're all very happy we're able to get this done. Don't have to go through the craziness of free agency, so that's nice. And hit a number that we're all happy with. Well, he's always so we're always in contact. So he's always checking up, and then was it last week he called just to be like, just check in, just make sure I was doing well before free agency, trying to give his 2 cents on everything, and then just got the ball rolling from there. And then he was talking to both sides.
Connor, when you look at the center market, Linderbaum, I think, kind of reset it yesterday.
I would say so, yes.
Do you feel like that you maybe gave the team a bit of a hometown discount, for lack of a better phrase?
No, I think $13 million is a whole hell of a lot of money. If me and my family can't live off that, shame on us. Now, very happy from the beginning. That's one number we had in mind, and we're very comfortable with, and we're happy they meant it, and we're able to stay here.
So, I guess building off of that, I mean, potentially, if you hit the open market, you maybe could have chased a little bit more, maybe gotten a little bit more. Was
that was a conversation me and my wife had, and really it came down to is a couple $1 million worth, because who knows what would have been at the end of the day. A couple $1 million worth, like our happiness here, is it really going to change our way of life? Like we don't really do much anyways. We're kind of boring in that way. So really, is that really going to change our lives? And we decided no, and we thought the best fit would be here in Buffalo.
With your happiness here, I mean, it's been an off-season change for the organization.
Yeah.
And as you kind of now are one of the franchise pillars signing this deal, what do you make of kind of what's happened to flip over to Joe Brady and everything that's exists now?
Yeah, it was craziness for a couple of weeks there right after the season ended, but I think overall we're in a better spot. I think Joe brings like a nice, new, fresh breath of air. He certainly brings the energy. And fun fact, now this is going on 10 years we've been together. So my freshman year at Penn State was his first year as a GA. So we've come a long way in 10 years. But I'm very excited. Had Aaron Cromer retire, so that's a big change for the offensive line. But good thing we get to keep 4 out of the 5 guys. We're going to miss Dave, but he's going to do a great job down in New Orleans. I'm excited to see him do that. We got Pat Myers, offensive line coach, that's worked with Cromer, so a lot of the same thing, presence there. And then we get to keep Austin Gunn, so he's been under Cromer for the past few years. So a lot of new faces, but overall, I think a lot of things still stay the same.
With Pat, what are the early conversations been like? And I guess expectations. He's somebody that seems to be in the Cromer tree. So
yeah, for sure. We haven't really talked much football just because off season you try to stay away from that a little bit. But most of it just getting to know the guys a little bit more, just building that relationship. So come next month, actually 3 weeks, I think we start early now. So we don't have to do the ground floor stuff. So just get right into football. So very excited for that.
With David leaving, what do you think of the guys potentially filling that spot that are currently on the roster?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see the competition at left guard. It's going to be a big role because Dave was a big pillar for everyone out there. It's just someone we can all lean on when times got hard. So they have big shoes to fill, and whoever fills it, I think is going to do a great job.
How have you seen Joe Brady change since you first knew him 10 years ago?
So back when I first knew him, he was we were both the low man on the totem pole. I was a freshman guard playing, and he was a GA just doing all the dirty grunt work. And then he went down to the Saints for a little bit and then became the offensive coordinator at LSU. And it was just fun watching him flourish over the years. And then he said the same thing about me, just watch each other over the years and then getting back together in Buffalo a few years ago and taking over OC, now taking this next step. And it's fun to do that transition together.
How are you doing physically? I know you played through some stuff last year that wasn't quite out there, but can you give us a rundown of that and where you're at physically?
Yeah, physically, this is the best I felt in years. Luckily, I did have some injuries last year, but luckily most of it was just stuff that needed time. So during the season, that sucks because you don't have the time you need, but off season, able to get ahead of that. It's nice being down in Florida, enjoying the sun. I think a lot of vitamin D really helps and just catching up on sleep. But overall, this is probably the best I've felt in the last at least 3 or 4 years. So I think I'm in a good spot right now.
The team's extending Dawson Knox. I think it's officially out there.
Yeah.
The reports are out there. What does he mean to this team, and just what will it mean to have Dawson still here?
He's a huge piece of just chemistry of the team. He's been here now going on 8 years, so he's another one of those just pillars of the team, and it's great to have him around. Brings that leadership role to the entire team, not just the tight end room, and he's just a great person to be around too.
You guys have been with yourself, Deion Spencer, invested up front, using an early pick on Torrance. What's it mean to know that, Brandon is so committed to building an offensive line and, the success that leads to for the offense as a whole?
Yeah, it means a lot. When you have a guy like 17 back there at MVP and James Cook that's a rushing leader, like you want to protect them. So you got to invest up front, and I'm very excited that I get to be one of those guys.
Go ahead.
As a group, where do you feel like, as an offensive line, you guys need to improve going into this season?
This year, we're just kind of at least luckily, whoever comes in and plays left guard, we all have relationships with each other. Now it's just going to be a new chemistry front because they got to get used to playing next to me and Deion. Luckily, we've been healthy the past few years, so we really haven't had many guys have to step up. So that's one thing we're just going to have to get used to, just playing with each other, and that's a great thing for starting 2 weeks earlier. We get to start that process earlier and just get comfortable because Deion likes to take crazy splits. I like the guy a little bit tighter just to communicate, and Dave did a great job of that whole communication piece last year, like on the road, home, whatnot. And so they're going to have to step up, not do as much as him, but just be comfortable with that and just be able to help out if Deion needs to hear something or he's not sure what's going on, be able to communicate with him. Then while I'm working with the right side or vice versa. So they got big shoes to fill, but I'm excited to see who does it.
Have you taken a moment to think about your own journey in the NFL? When you got here a couple of years ago, competing for a job, and now you were one of the most coveted centers in the league. I mean, you stopped to think about
a little bit. Like it didn't hit me until literally 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like free agency finally started looming, was coming up. It was just crazy to sit back. I was like, oh, I already did 7 years, going on 8. Like my wife was joking. It's like, all right, if we go to a new team, we're going to be the old people. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, we're both 28. We have kids. Like looking at the other teams, like a lot of teams are very young that needed centers at the time. So we're looking at different teams like that. It's like, oh, we're going to be the old people now. And at least staying here, we already had the friends built up. My daughter has friends. So it makes that whole easier. But no, it's been weird. Came in, drafted as a center, then got moved to guard, and then didn't know if I would ever go back to center. And then I signed here as a guard, then go back to center. So it's just been a whirlwind of just going back and forth, but nice to be able to just plant my roots here as a center.
What is it like for you to, I know it all came together quickly, but to now see that they wanted you back and to get that reward for the work you put in.
It's great. Like I said before, when I left here, I wanted to be here. Bills wanted me back. I knew I loved it here. They knew, I knew they loved me. They knew I loved it here. So it was easy. It was one of those things we kind of knew it was going to happen at some time, but it was nice to finally put that pen to paper and make sure it's finalized.
What was it kind of waiting for this process to get really?
Yeah, it was one of those things. We're talking the past few weeks. All right, can we just fast forward to free agency? So we just get this over with, because the waiting is the worst part, because you don't know what's going to happen. And then as soon as you get the phone call, we were joking everything probably took place over an hour or two, but it literally felt 3 days long. Just how fast, back, forth, talking numbers here, talking numbers there, talking to my agent, talking to Bean, vice versa. And it probably happened over the span of a few hours, but it literally felt 3 days. And it just, all that time and energy to it, it's have to be done with.
Did you sign a contract in the tank?
I did, yes. Yeah, the only difference is between me and this year and last year is I don't have a mustache right now, and I'm wearing shoes, not sandals. So different. Just the only reason I'm not wearing sandals is because they're down in Florida right now. Yeah,
You don't have any sandals with you?
I took them all down with me. Yeah, yeah.
Connor, you've grown into becoming the glue of this offensive line. Why was it important for you to take on that role over your 3 years?
Just very important as a center, and just because really everything starts with me, so it's easier to be that pillar and glue for everyone else to kind of rally behind. I'll let Dion do all the energy and get everyone hyped up and going, and I'll gladly work behind the scenes and make sure everyone's working well together.
How did the range of emotions compare the first time you were leading in the free agency?
It was craziness. So I remember the last time me and my wife were in Hawaii. Free agency kicked off overnight, and we had an 8-hour flight back to Dallas. And my agent, before we got on the flight, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to have a couple offers for you. When you get off the plane, make your decision." And I remember landing, I don't even know what time it was. And me and my wife sat down. We literally drove home, sat down for like 30 minutes and had to make a decision then. And we chose to come here to Buffalo, and it's been the best decision we made. And this time was a little less stress, because that time it was just flying back. I was just eating you the entire time. Easy enough. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let me know what you think of it.